What do a Roman god, a distant blue planet, and one of the most influential production duos in music history have in common? Neptune. From myth and science to music, the name Neptune has always represented mystery, creativity, and power. In this video essay, we'll dive into the god of the sea, the farthest planet in our solar system, and the futuristic sound of Pharrell Williams and Hugo, better known as the Neptunes. In Roman mythology, Neptune was the god of the sea, wielder of the trident, master of storms, and ruler of everything beneath the waves. The sea represented something vast and unpredictable. For sailors, it was both a pathway and a danger. Neptune embodied that mystery, that hidden power beneath the surface. When people thought of Neptune, they thought of strength, chaos, and the unknown.
Okay, let's do this right. You ready, ATM? Allow me to reintroduce myself, honey.
In the age before gods ruled the heavens, Saturn feared a prophecy that his own children would one day overthrow him. So one by one, he swallowed them whole. But when the youngest son, Jupiter, grew to manhood, he forced Saturn to release his siblings. From the darkness emerged three brothers, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. The world was theirs to divide. The sky went to Jupiter, the underworld went to Pluto, and to Neptune, the restless sea, vast and untamed. In time, Neptune grew proud and sought to rule not only the seas, but also the land of the men. He struck the earth with his trident, and from the rock sprang a well of salt water, roaring and foaming. But Minerva, goddess of wisdom, stepped forward. She planted a single seed. From it rose an olive tree, strong, enduring, and full of fruit. The gods judged her gift greater. The city would bear her name, Athens. Neptune's waves had crashed with fury, but wisdom had prevailed. Neptune was not only lord of waters, he was creator of the horse according to mythology. In his rivalry with Minerva, he struck the earth, and from the ground thundered forth the first stallion, wild, powerful, a creature of speed and freedom. In other tales, he shaped the horse to win the heart of Demeter, goddess of the harvest. Though his love was unreturned, his gift endured. From that day, horses carried the mark of Neptune's restless spirit. Neptune's myths remind us of a god as deep and unpredictable as the sea itself. At times a creator of wonders, at times a bringer of ruin. He is mystery, power, and imagination bound to both ocean and earth. And his stories, like the waves, continue to echo throughout time. Fast forward to 1846. This is when Neptune became more than just a god. It became a planet. And not just any planet, the most distant one we've discovered in our solar system. Astronomers didn't even see Neptune at first. They predicted it mathematically. Its presence was hidden, felt only through the gravitational pull on Uranus. When finally observed, Neptune revealed itself as a stormy blue world with the fastest winds in the solar system and an atmosphere unlike anything on Earth. The god and the planet share the same qualities: vast, turbulent, and endlessly mysterious. In the early 1800s, astronomers noticed something strange. The planet Uranus, recently discovered, wasn't moving the way it should. Its orbit wobbled as if tugged by an invisible hand. Two mathematicians working worlds apart tried to solve the mystery. In England, John Couch Adams. In France, Urbain Le Verrier. Look, I ain't French. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. With only numbers and calculations, both predicted the existence of a hidden world far beyond Uranus. On the night of September 23rd, 1846, at the Berlin Observatory, Johann Gottfried Galle raised his telescope to the heavens. And there it was, Neptune, a planet found not by chance, but by mathematics. I would say physics. A world discovered before it was ever seen. 17 days later, another revelation. William Lassell spotted a great moon circling the new planet, Trident. Hence, Neptune's trident. Decades passed before humans would see Neptune up close. Then in 1989, a lone traveler arrived. NASA's Voyager 2 spacecraft swept past Neptune, revealing storms larger than Earth, winds faster than any in the solar system, and faint ghostly rings. Among them, the Great Dark Spot, a massive storm raging across the planet's blue face. Since then, telescopes on Earth and in orbit have kept watch. They've discovered more moons, shifting rings, and new dark spots forming and fading like cosmic storms. Neptune remains a world of extremes, beautiful, violent, and mysterious. It was the first planet discovered by physics and mathematics, and the last of the giants at the edge of our solar system. And even now, 2 centuries later, it keeps many of its secrets hidden in the deep blue shadows. Let's go to the 90s. Neptune appeared again, this time not in myth or in space, but in music. Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo called themselves the Neptunes. Like the god in the planet, their sound was powerful, alien, and unpredictable. Sparse, futuristic beats, empty space between notes, sounds that felt oceanic, cosmic, and otherworldly. From Khaleesi's Milkshake to Justin Timberlake's Like I Love You to Snoop Dogg's Drop It Like It's Hot, the Neptunes made hits that didn't sound like anything on Earth. So how do these Neptunes connect before we go more in depth about the Neptunes' formation and some of their hit songs? Well, the god ruled the sea's hidden depths. The producers ruled music's hidden rhythms. The planet is stormy, blue mystery. Their music sounded distant, futuristic, like it came from another world. And across mythology, science, and sound, Neptune represents creativity that flows from the unknown. The Neptunes didn't just produce songs. They reshaped the sound of an era. Their fingerprints are all over modern hip-hop, pop, and R&B. Pharrell Williams and Chad Hugo first connected as schoolmates in Virginia Beach, Virginia, reportedly meeting at a summer music program with Pharrell on drums and Hugo on saxophone. They began collaborating musically throughout their teens, exploring diverse genres and sounds. Their early work, initially part of several local groups, caught the attention of Teddy Riley, a prominent New Jack Swing producer. And if you haven't an idea about New Jack Swing and its origins, you need to check out Calvin Michael's podcast and music documentaries. I will link him below. But anyway, that connection led to studio work in the early 1990s. They wrote for acts like Blackstreet and even contributed to hits like Rump Shaker in 1992 while they were still in school. Eventually, Pharrell and Chad formalized their collaboration as a production duo, adopting the name The Neptunes. Reportedly, they were inspired by local beach culture and a water theme. Their early production style began to develop around minimal, syncopated electronic rhythms, creative use of space in music, and human imperfection as texture. The Neptunes' major breakout appears in the late 1990s with the production credits on Noriega's Super Thug in 1998. This signaled the emergence of their distinctive sound. They continued to gain momentum by producing for various hip-hop and R&B artists, including Old Dirty Bastards, Got Your Money, featuring Khalees. The duo moved on to entirely produce Khalees's debut album, Kaleidoscope, in 1999, and later Wonderland in 2001, introducing their futuristic production aesthetic to mainstream audience. They also worked with a roster of high-profile artists, including Jay-Z, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Snoop Dogg, of course, and many more. Their impact spanned hip-hop, R&B, pop, and even crossover styles. Their music is generally described as stripped-down, futuristic, spacey, yet rhythmically compelling, a combination of minimalist percussion, unexpected blips, syncopation, and nuanced human touches define their trademark aesthetic. As Hugo put it, they embraced imperfection as a strength, arranging sounds in a way that felt alive and unpredictable. In 2003, the Neptunes created their first album, The Neptunes Present Clones, a compilation featuring various artists and hits they produced. The album debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 and achieved gold certification. This release encapsulated the breadth of their influence, spotlighting both artists and the production duo as cultural architects in the 2000s music. At the 2004 Grammy Awards, the Neptunes won Producer of the Year among multiple nominations across years. And in 2020, the duo was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, cementing their legacy. I also want to touch upon their side projects and just to have a broader scope of this group. The band NERD, along with Shay Haley, starting in the mid-90s. This allowed them to explore rock now, adding in funk and hip-hop, continuing with experimental genres, while performing and producing under a different creative lens. The duo co-founded their own label called Star Trek Entertainment later, which became a platform for their projects and those of affiliated artists. Now, like most good bands, they have to come to an end. But over time, production output slowed as both pursued solo ventures and other creative iterations. The duo still reunited periodically for sessions and projects. For instance, in 2020, Chad Hugo indicated that they were returning to a more active Neptunes phase, working with contemporary artists. In 2024, a legal battle between Chad Hugo and against Pharrell Williams alleged attempts to unilaterally register trademarks over the Neptunes name without Hugo's consent. Allegedly, it was in violation of their 50-50 ownership agreement. This led to a falling out and statements that the two are not currently on speaking terms. Pharrell acknowledged surprise about the legal action and publicly expressed love and gratitude toward Hugo, but confirmed they are not on speaking terms as of late 2024. There was no public disbandment announcement. The duo's working relationship slowed and then resumed periodically, and ultimately it fractured over legal and personal disputes regarding business and trademark ownership. The combination of creative divergence, solo career pursuits, and legal disagreement appears to have effectively ended the Neptunes' long-standing collaborative output in its traditional form. Now, the Neptunes, regardless, have influenced so many genres and helped shape the sonic landscape of the 90s and 2000s. Their signature sound remains recognizable and influential on modern producers. And despite the legal tension, Chad Hugo has continued solo production work and collaborations with a wide range of contemporary artists. Pharrell has gone on to become the... What is his role? My bad. And what's crazy is I do watch the fashion shows. But I had to look that up again. Y'all forgive me, but Pharrell has become gone on to become the men's creative director for Louis Vuitton. And the outfits are killing it. They are amazing. I'm so sorry I forgot the title, y'all. But I'm really trying to record this in one shot and be more efficient with these videos. I conclude this video with the Neptunes didn't just produce songs. They reshaped the sound of an era. Their fingerprints are all over modern hip-hop, pop, R&B, rock, funk, you name it. And just like Neptune, the god, and Neptune, the planet, their work is a reminder that what feels distant and strange can transform into something powerful and unforgettable.